Alright, hey, I'm just checking in because I finished another book. That's Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton. Now don't be confused by the movie poster thing on here. I hate this. I absolutely hate this cover. I don't like any time they put a movie cover on a book. It just doesn't feel right to me, especially when they change the title of the movie and then that's what you see first, kinda. It's dumb. But this is Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton. I have not seen the movie for this, I'll just say that out front. I am interested in seeing the movie. But this takes place in the way future, when space colonization and planet colonization is a thing, and they send out little groups of individuals to these planets to start colonizing them and explore them, learn about them, try to start a colony there, obviously. Along with every one of those groups is what is called an expendable. And an expendable is somebody that uploads their brain and has to keep like updating their brain every so often so that they can be sent on these dangerous missions. And if and when they die, they can just reprint them using a bunch of like protein and calcium and stuff like that and upload their memories back into that same exact body. So it's like they never died, but it kind of is like they died. They compare it a lot to the Ship of Theseus story. So in this book, our main character is Mickey Barnes, which I guess is Robert Pattinson. But he is on his 7th iteration to start the book, and he obviously isn't expendable. He was in a slightly unique situation where he volunteered to be an expendable to get off of a bad situation on the planet he was on. So he wasn't like a convict or anything that was kind of forced into it. He volunteered to do this, which isn't very common apparently. Because of being an expendable throughout the whole journey to the planet and even being on the planet itself, Mickey is kind of a loner. He really only has a couple friends, which one of them he had known for a while. His name is Birdo, he's a pilot, and then Nasha is another pilot. And those two are kind of his only friends aboard, I guess aboard the ship and then eventually on the dome. But this book starts out, like I said, on his 7th iteration, and he is walking through this frozen tundra because that's the planet that they're on, and he's distracted by something in the distance and he ends up falling into a crevice and falling pretty deep down the crevice, and Birdo and, man, I just said and a lot. Birdo and Nasha both kind of offer help, Nasha a little more so than Birdo, but then ultimately leave him and just decide to leave him for dead and will reprint him. Well, one thing or another happens involving these monsters that live underground named creepers, and he does not die. He makes it back to the base, goes to his room, and finds that Mickey 8 has already been created. And there's a big stigma and a negative stigma against multiples, which is what they now are, because there's 2 of them. There was a man at one point who started cloning himself and like killing other people to use their bodies to clone another one of him, and had a bunch of him to take over this world essentially. And everybody's kind of had a negative stigma towards multiples since then. So they're trying to keep it under wraps and trying to be quiet about it the whole book. There are some good twists and turns throughout this. The story, I think, is very good and very interesting. I really like the characters. And yeah, I don't have a lot of negative things to say about it, honestly. This was, overall, it was a very short read, too. It was a good book. And I think there actually is a second book in the series, so I probably will end up picking that up at some point as well. So I would highly recommend reading this book. I am excited to try and read the movie, which he made Mickey 17, which I actually do want to comment on. I do think that would make almost more sense, having this many iterations, because at this point in the book, I think we're like 8 or 9 years in, and he's only died 7 times. And he makes it a big deal a few times that he's like, oh, I've died a bunch for you guys. Well, yeah, seven's a lot, but 17's a lot more. And I think you can get some more iterations out of it and some more um it almost feels a little more impactful that he had died that many times. His job is really that crazy that he would die 17 times. I think that the change to the movie actually makes sense, but I guess I won't know until I see it. Anyways, I appreciate y'all for watching, and thanks.